All right, guys, we're going to get started. Thank you so much for attending today. Appreciate that. The purpose of this webinar is to kind of show you the rezStream Cloud and how rezStream is going to be simplifying lodging for your business. So just a little bit about me, guys, for those of you that aren't familiar or are not existing clients. I've been here at rezStream for almost 7 years now. My responsibilities here include sales and marketing and overseeing the support team. So I'm a good resource for questions along those lines and the products and things like that. So if you guys hadn't had a chance to work with me, definitely encourage it. Very passionate about the industry, very passionate about the company. On this particular slide here, you're seeing a couple things. On the right-hand side here is my family, my wife, and my 5, almost 6-year-old daughter. On the left-hand side here, this is Bobby, and a kind of a funny story behind his little life jacket. The first time he was near a pool, he was chasing bees, moths, anything that moves quickly in the air, ended up falling in the pool, and I just so happened to be able to see him before I was getting in the car leaving to work. So people thought it would be entertaining to buy him a little life jacket when he's by the pool. So that's Bobby, and here's the family. So what I want to talk to you guys today about is how rezStream is simplifying lodging for smaller independent properties and how that ties into our recently released rezStream Cloud product. This particular slide here, guys, is related to saving time. As you all know and experience each and every day, you guys are the backbone of your businesses, of your properties, of what it is that you do. You are paying bills, you are making reservations, you are handling guest escalation issues. Some of you are cleaning rooms, making breakfast. Time is of the essence, and there is not enough of it. So one of the large focuses of rezStream Cloud was to focus on how we can simplify lodging for you as it relates to saving time. So let me walk you through some of these things, and then we'll jump over to the actual software, and I'll show you some of these things. So how are we saving time specifically? Well, we're providing remote access anywhere through this cloud web-based reservation software. So whether you are on property but maybe not behind the front desk, walking around, interacting with guests, handling various different activities throughout the day, whether you are running to the grocery store to pick up items for tomorrow's breakfast, whether you hopefully got a vacation for the first time in the last 10 years and you have your iPad or your smartphone on the beach somewhere, you will have access on any device through any internet browser, a modern internet browser, to access this reservation software. So that is the first and, in my opinion, probably the most impactful way in which we are helping save you guys time. Secondly here, we're now providing automatic backups through the reservation software. So for those of you that use rezStream Professional currently or have in the past or use another reservation software that's PC-based, you were responsible for doing the backups within the system. So you either had to have an external hard drive, or maybe you were one of the properties that was uploading your database to our servers manually every single time you did it, whether it was daily, weekly, monthly. No more are you guys going to have to worry about making those backups. We've got that covered for you. PCI compliance. You know, there's a lot going on in the credit card world, if you will, with the new EMV standards and the larger corporations that are continually getting hacked. One of the ways in which we're saving you time is we're removing the concern We're removing the ability for people to breach your guest credit card data and then hold your business liable. We use a new, not new, but newer for rezStream. It's been around since the mid-90s, technology called tokenization. So in essence, what we're doing is we're removing the ability to store credit cards within the reservation software, so that way people cannot steal what it is that you do not store. So saving you time and having to deal with processors, merchant account providers, dealing with any additional fees that come from those companies. The fourth thing here that I have down, guys, is automatic updates. So again, for you you properties that are using rezStream Professional, when rezStream pushes out an update, you have to manually go in and click 2 or 3 buttons to actually download that update. Well, that's in the past. The future is here, the present. We're moving forward away from those manual updates, and we're automatically pushing those out to you. So for those of you that have followed our blogs and other webinar series and you see the constant improvements, or you're part of our user community, our knowledge base, we're constantly pushing out updates. It happens instantaneously. We're able to do it during the off-peak periods of the days and the days of the week when we push those out to you, where it will have no impact on your business. So saving you time. The speed of the program. This was one of the challenges that we had with rezStream Professional, in that it was a locally installed database. And as that database grew, as years passed, whether it was you adding additional contacts, creating additional invoices, that program started to become very sluggish, right? In addition to that, it was PC-based, which means that that program also worked as quickly as your program or your computer did, whether it was the processing speed, whether it was the memory, or the other applications that you require to run at the same time as the old reservation software. Things got sluggish. You don't have to worry about those things with the cloud now. One of the things that I enjoy very most when I give demos or talk about the product is this program keeps up with me. Whether I'm making reservations, I'm checking people in and out, I'm taking payments, I'm running reports. The speed of this program, I think you'll all be very pleased with. Shared staff notes. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, one of the things that I constantly heard in the last 7 years of doing this from properties, small independent properties, is that there wasn't really a great way to communicate with staff internally, whether it was during shift changes or whether it was leaving sticky notes behind, or forgot to do things, or someone's got to run inventory. Those are the things that I heard about. So what we did is we tried to incorporate a general notes section that all staff members can see. So I'll show you guys that today as well, and then kind of talk about where we're going with that thing in the future. The next thing here is the enhanced usability. Okay, so what exactly does enhanced usability mean? That can mean all types of different things. Well, what we tried to do is, for the better part of the last 13 years, we documented the feedback that our clients had when using our reservation program. When building rezStream Cloud, we looked at many other reservation systems that we accessed, and we really didn't like the flow of these programs and how convoluted it was and how many different screens you had to go through and how many steps there were in the process. So we put a real focus on condensing all of those steps, especially when making a reservation or editing a reservation, which is what the majority of you do the majority of the time. So we condense those steps. We put more information on single screens as you progress through that cycle. And the idea there is to give you everything that you need to make a reservation, but in such a way that it doesn't overwhelm you. Okay, so that's what I mean when I say enhanced usability. So let me show you guys. Let's kind of walk through the reservation software itself, and I'll show you some of these things. Also, I want to point out some other things here that we're doing to help save you guys time. So give me 1 second. Let me transition screens here. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to see here, guys, is the login screen. This is the login screen of rezStream Cloud, and I think the one thing that I wanted to point out to you here that I think everyone has run into at some point or another is in rezStream Professional, you have forgotten your password, right? Well, what happens when you forget your password? You have to contact support. Business hours, after hours, it's really annoying. A lot of these other cloud-based reservation programs allow you to access or reset your password. So one of the additional things that we did here to help you guys out as it relates to that small thing that becomes a big headache is we set up this forgot password setting. So when you're originally setting up the program, you come in here and you put in your information, and then there's a series of questions that you get asked, and those things are, you know, where'd you go to high school, first pet's name, or whatever. So there's various different options, just like other cloud-based programs you've experienced. So now, if you forget your password, God forbid, you have the ability to retrieve that password without having to contact rezStream technical support. So I think that's one of the mindful ways in which we've enhanced this program. The second thing I want to show you here, guys, is a dashboard. Okay, I'm logged into rezStream Cloud here. This is my dashboard, and this is a condensed version of everything that's going on today. Okay, now let me explain what I mean by that. Most of you are used to working off of the occupancy map where you can see a snapshot of what's going on for a significant period of time. Well, that's nice when making reservations, right? But what about today? What about for you or your staff members needing to know what's going on today? So we have condensed all this into a quick daily view. Now, of the alpha and beta testers and the live clients that we have on this program thus far, getting a ton of overwhelmingly positive feedback about this dashboard screen, and people are working within this screen more frequently each and every day as opposed to necessarily using the occupancy map, and we continue to evolve this particular screen based on feedback. So let me show you some things here. Over here on the left hand side is reservations today. So the 8th of October, here's who's coming, here's who's staying, here's who's leaving, here's who hasn't showed up, and here are some notes related to my out-of-service units. So I see these things. I see guest names. I see their number of nights and the dates. I see the unit in which they're assigned to. The other powerful thing, guys, is right from within this screen, within one click, I can jump right into this particular reservation and I can check people in and out. I can add additional items, package, point of sale. I can jump in and view the actual invoice itself. Maybe I want to make a payment. Maybe I want to jump in and adjust Nancy's contact information, right? So very powerful within that dashboard screen by being able to, within one click, jump right into any reservation and take the necessary actions I need. Up here in the top right-hand corner, you'll see the shared notes. So this is one of the items I mentioned on the shared staff notes here. I can easily, within this shared notes field, click in this box, type in any notes that I want to type in here, and save this thing. And now everyone on my staff can see these notes that I've left here. So you'll see some things, and I've taken this from what clients are using as practical uses for this. Today's the 8th, and I've got some items that I need the staff to take care of. Sharon, you got to stock the cookies. Tom, we got to get the rack cards refilled, and Patty, we got to order some pens. Notice I've got a little wait list in here. Sammy's looking for a particular unit during these particular dates if it happens to open up. I've got some maintenance going on in this particular room from these dates for these reasons. Other things I've seen clients use this for, I saw one person trying to inspire the staff, giving a daily quote, which I thought was very awesome. I see people putting in reminders in here, asking people to run payments or alerting managers or owners to issues with payment processing, deposits, card declined, guests that are, you know, damaging the property or what have you. So again, the idea here is to allow you to communicate with your staff about what's going on without having to write sticky notes, without having to send separate emails, without having to go track them down on property. And the goal here, guys, is to save you time, make your life more convenient, and really value that time that you do spend on the business. Down here, guys, you're going to see recent booking engine reservations. So we wanted a way, because I think a lot of people in which we speak to, online booking engine reservations could be the staple of your business. It could be where the majority of your reservations come through. Maybe that's not the case for you. That's okay. But I've had many people tell me it kind of feels like Christmas. Kind of feels like Christmas for those of you that have been doing this for a long time. Back in the day, it was phone calls, it was walk-ins how you got your reservations. Well, when you put a booking engine on your website, which you all should have, hopefully, and when you get this online reservation where in essence you've not really done anything, you've not really spoken to anyone, you've not really given them your value pitch, they got everything that they needed off of your website and through the booking engine to make a purchase decision. It kind of feels like a Christmas gift under the Christmas tree on Christmas Day. So what you'll see here within these recent booking engine reservations is you'll see the booking time. Now you'll see here it says 18 hours and 1 week ago. Well, if I hover over that information, it gives me the specific day and time down to the second. Then I see the actual guest itself, and I see a confirmation number. Now, a couple things I want you to pay attention to here. BE stands for booking engine, and MBE stands for mobile booking engine. So now we're able to distinguish what channel, if you will, through the booking engine these reservations came in, whether it was the regular desktop version or the mobile version. Under the summary, I'm going to see the unit in which they're in and their dates and number of nights of stay. And then on the far right-hand side, I'm going to see the total. I'm going to see what it is that they've actually paid, and I'm going to see the remaining balance due. Okay, so that's just for a quick look on a daily screen of what's going on. Now, again, similar to the reservations over on this left-hand side, within one click, I can click on an online booking engine reservation, and now I'm in the reservation detail page. And from here, I can see card information. I can run payments again, everything that I showed you before on this reservation screen, as well as all contacts that I've made out to this person, when they were made, and who made them, right? So very convenient right from this dashboard, working within your day and all the activities of your day. Within one click, now I'm in that reservation and I can do the things that I need to do. So no more going through navigational steps or jumping through multiple hoops to get to where I need to go. I can do that. Now, let me talk to you about where we're going with this dashboard if you guys haven't heard it before. And obviously, everything I talk about for the future, you know, in a perfect world, we'd get it done same day. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work like that. There's a lot of thought, testing, feedback that goes into these things. So some ideas for this, and I'd love to hear your guys' feedback. Within this GoToMeeting screen, there's this little questions thing. Hopefully you guys can see that on your screen, but feel free to pop in questions, suggestions. Want to hear the feedback, guys. We built this for you. But anyways, where I'm going here is we want to customize, we want to be able to customize this dashboard for anyone that logs in. So maybe you're a front desk agent and you need to see these things that we have right here: reservations today, notes, booking engine reservations. Maybe you're a manager or an owner and you want to see things related to payments. You want to see maybe some statistical graphs related to ADR and occupancy and RevPAR and things of that nature. So what we need from you all is feedback on how to make this more powerful so that we can build these solutions in to help you guys customize it for your view, whether you're a front desk agent dealing with the guests or maybe you're a back office manager that needs to see more of the business analytics. Now, we've got some space down here, and what we're currently working on that I've seen a little bit of is what we're going to refer to as key items, if you will. So think of key items as packages or point-of-sale items. These are things that need to be delivered. Well, instead of having to jump into the specific reservation detail page to see if they ordered that romance package and I have to deliver flowers and champagne on night 3 of their stay because it's their anniversary, I want to have the ability to see that right here on this screen so I can see, okay, let me see what I have coming up this week. So what items do I have to order, if any, or grab from the stock in the basement or wherever you store them? And then more specifically, when is it that I need to deliver those particular items on what day to what unit? So those are some ideas of where this screen's going. Now, one other thing that I'll point out here, guys, is you see in the upper right-hand corner, think of this box as a widget. Let's call this the Reservation Today widget. Let's call this the Share Notes widget. Let's call this the Recent Booking Engine Reservations widget. Well, as I mentioned, the feedback that we got is people love this screen and they're working out of it, but hey rezStream, I need to be able to print this, and I need to be able to print it because I need to give this to the staff and they like a hard copy. Maybe I want to print this out and I want to give it to the housekeepers or the maintenance guys. So then what we added recently, guys, a week or so ago, is these little print widgets. So if I click on this button, now it's going to take me to my printer settings so that I conveniently can print this particular item out. So pretty powerful stuff in working through that and being able to get the data in which I need to see and print out for my staff. So this is the dashboard. Love to hear you guys' feedback on that. Now, one of the other things I want to point out to you is up in this right-hand corner, we have this little question mark. Well, with rezStream Professional or other reservation software programs, if you have an issue or you're not sure how to do something, what do? Well, you got to pick up the phone and you got to call the technical support. So now I either got to find that sticky note with the support number, or I got to go to their website and look up that support number. Well, we wanted to try to make this as convenient as possible for you guys to get assistance whenever you need it. So we've added this little button up here in the corner, and it's available on any screen. So from here, we can jump right in and search the knowledge base. And we can see all the articles related to the cloud reservation software and search for the things that we need. Or if we wanted to, we can click on this dashboard help. So what we tried to do is we tried to link from whatever page or section you are within the reservation software right into those particular articles within our knowledge base to make it very easy for you. Now, I say that, and it doesn't mean that I don't want you to call us and I don't want you to email us. By all means, I would love for you to do that. But for those of you out there that maybe you're not feeling like you want to talk to somebody today, or maybe you think it's something real easy and you just need a quick refresher, go ahead and go through the knowledge base if you choose to do so. For those of you that want to reach out to us, by hitting this contact support button, what it will do is it'll open up a ticket, it'll create an email for you. And what we can do is it'll fire over a ticket into our ticketing system, and that way it'll brand it with you, so we know who you are and your contact information. And then obviously you can put notes down into what you need help with, whether it's an issue, whether it's a refresher, some training, what have you. So a very quick and easy way for you guys to either search the knowledge base or to reach out by opening a ticket, and then the support team will follow up with you. The last thing here, guys, is make a suggestion. So you've heard me say a couple times today, and hopefully in the past, this product was built for you. This product was built based off of 13 years of feedback that we've collected from properties, north, south, east, west, 1 room, 20 rooms, 30 rooms, 50 rooms, independent properties. So everything that we've done here isn't based on what we think, based on what we would like to see. This is based on your feedback. So it's very important for us to hear your feedback and for you to share that. So we have what we call the rezStream community, and you can sign up, and not only can you give feedback, but you could see what your peers are saying. What is the things that they need? What are the things that they want, as well as you can vote on these items, okay? So you have up to 20 votes. You can vote on anything up to 3 votes of your 20. Once it's been completed and we've delivered it, you get those votes back to reuse. So it's a way for you guys, the community, to tell us what's most important to you. So that's what you get when contacting support and the various different ways in which you can do that. Now, let me jump over to the occupancy map here. And I've done a couple different webinars, so I didn't want to drive down too hard in basics. I wanted to stay along the theme of simplifying lodging and how we can save you time. So hopefully you've seen that through the items I've mentioned, the login screen of forgetting the password, and the dashboard. Now, let me talk to you here a little bit about this occupancy map here and kind of talk about some things within this program to help save you some time, okay? The first thing and first and foremost thing that should stand out to you is, well, we've got the rates and the sales now. Well, in other reservation programs that I've seen and our old program, you know, you had to highlight fields or you had to dive in to create a quote to be able to see those things. Well, not anymore. You see the rates right here on the screen. So as you adjust those rates will obviously adjust on this occupancy map. We now are showing minimum night stays here in red. So you see that I have a 2-night minimum on Friday or Saturday. So those things are to try and help save you some time, right? When I hover over one of these particular units here, I get a detailed description of that particular unit. Now, for those of you that have owned your business for years and years and you're the best salesperson that anyone's ever seen at that business, that's not very helpful. But as we all know, staff turnover plagues our industry, plagues our properties. You know, when they're amazing, we want to keep them forever, but that's not reality. So when we're teaching new staff members to be able to have this luxuriously worded value pitch of a particular unit is very important, so that way they're not misspeaking on your property or your units, and they're able to progress people through that buying cycle. So there's a couple different ways how this occupancy map is going to help save you guys some time. Some other things that I want to point out to you here that we've added to the program are, see this little icon here? This is what we refer to as an icon or a notifying widget, if you will. This particular icon is of the world, so that's letting me know that this is a booking engine reservation. This particular icon over here is a phone, so it's letting me know that it's a mobile booking engine reservation. And then I have other icons related to repairs in the room. They are checked in, or here's a tag related to a specific note on that thing. It could be allergies, it could be other things. So, you know, be paying attention to those little icons to kind of help you out. Something else that I'd like to show you here within the occupancy map settings to save you guys some time is display settings. So within clicking and dragging of this particular icon, I can change the size of the cells on my screen. So for those of you that maybe have less rooms and you want to see less units and bigger cells, you certainly can do so by clicking and dragging. So we're hoping by making the screen be flexible and efficient for you, you're going to be able to see it in a display that lets you move quickly through the program, right? And then I can quickly reset those settings as well. The other thing I want to show you here, guys, to help you out is the color settings. So you can control payment color settings, which is what my demo is defaulted to. No payment red, partial payment yellow, full payment green. So you can literally come in here and change this to any color that you want so that you can quickly and easily identify things you need to see on the occupancy map, as well as we have some in-house colors here, whether they're checked in or out, they've no-showed, maybe they've canceled. So those are things that we're trying to do to make this screen very visually appealing, so that way you can progress through your reservations in your day as you need to. Now, let me move on, and I want to make a reservation for you guys, and I'm going to do this in a particular way that may be a little bit unique to some of you based on the surveys that we sent out. About half of you do it one way and the other half of you do it another way. So we've got a couple different options here. I see my units, I see my dates, and I can click and drag the particular unit and dates, and then I can add the person to the reservation while confirming that the rate looks good. That's how about half of you do it. Here's how the other half of you do it, and I think it's pretty powerful that we built this option into the software to help save you some time. I can search for a particular person. That's how I'm going to start. So I'm going to search for myself here, and I'm going to pick myself here. And notice within the same screen, I've not left the occupancy map, but look at the information in which I have that is so powerful to you to help save you guys time by clicking through multiple different screens and steps. Hey Josh, thank you so much for calling today. Are you still at 8570 South Field Street? Yes, you are. Okay, I've got you right here. Let me see here. I see that you stayed with us about 12 different times. It looks like the last one was in February. Looks like you stayed for about 4 nights in the aquarium room. What'd you think about that room, Josh? Would you like that room again? So right here within this screen, guys, not only can I see the contact information, emails, phone numbers, address, but I have the ability to go search through his previous stays with me. I can even drill down into that particular reservation, and I can see invoice items and see what it is that he purchased. Did he add any package or point of sale items? Were there any special notes related to that reservation? So this is the power that I have within the reservation software. We're condensing the steps of making a reservation while giving you as much relevant information that you need to be able to continue that buying cycle and process that reservation, right? If I had any point of sale items, I would be able to see that here. Let me jump back to the contact info, and I have public and private notes. So maybe I need to know Josh is nice. Maybe I need to know Josh has peanut allergies, or he doesn't like feather pillows, or whatever the information is that you guys are tracking. We want to be able to provide that for you right here within the reservation software. So I think what you guys are seeing here is the power of utilizing this particular program. So now let me continue with this reservation. So I started by the person. Josh called me. He said he's a repeat guest. I found him. I saw his reservations that he used last time. So let me go on. Josh wants to stay in the Suite of Dreams this time, and he wants to stay Sunday through Tuesday. So now I'm going to highlight that reservation. And then notice again, the screen hasn't changed. This dialog box, if you will, on the right-hand side has, because now I have my person, I have my unit, and I have my dates. Well, now I've got some other options here. I have the ability to add a package onto this reservation. So maybe he wants to add the romance package, and you see how it adds it to the line items of this invoice here. And as I hover over that price, I see I'm getting gourmet chocolates, I'm getting a couple glasses of champagne, and I'm getting some roses here, right? In addition to the packages, I've got the ability to adjust the guests, which is pretty standard stuff. But one of the things that we added here on this particular screen that we haven't even changed is discounts. So do I want to apply a manual discount, whether it's a percentage or a fixed amount, or maybe I don't want to apply a discount. Maybe I need to apply an exemption because Josh works for the city or he works for the state, and I don't want to apply any particular state taxes to his reservation. The other powerful thing I can do right within here, guys, is Josh is telling me that my neighbor competition is selling his room on this particular date, the 11th, for $105. So I can easily come in here, adjust this rate on the fly to get that 105 rate that he's looking for, and recalculate my totals. So I've now condensed the process of making a reservation so that it's so simple that it's all within one screen. It's not confusing for my staff. If this is a new program to me that I'm upgrading to, it's not hard to learn. If this is a new staff member that I'm replacing and they need to go through the process of learning how to make a reservation, this is not difficult to do, right? So hopefully you guys are seeing that. And again, tying back to the theme, saving you time to make you more efficient, make you more profitable, allow you guys to spend more time with your guests. If I continue on and book this reservation here, it's taking me into this particular screen where I'm verifying some data. Maybe Josh has some tags that I need to be aware of. These particular tags are tied to the contact, so I know that Josh enjoys biking and I know that he's a repeat guest. So think of some practical uses for tags at the contact level. Maybe I need to know that Josh has allergies. Maybe I need to know that this is Josh's birthday, things of that nature, right? And then I can come in here if need be and adjust any contact information related to Josh, whether it's address, phone numbers, I need to add secondary emails or things of that nature. I've got some notes fields down here, guys. Source of contact, why are they coming? Do I need to track his license plate? Notice how I put a test 1 in here. You can create custom fields. So whatever it is that you guys want to track, you can certainly track that, not a problem at all. Important dates, what are important? I have anniversaries, birthdays, is it an annual visit? I can customize these fields here as well. Notes fields, whether they're public or private. Private notes are not going to be printing out on various reports like a housekeeping report in case one of my housekeepers leaves it on their cart and a guest is walking by and they see that we're calling him grumpy. You know what I mean? We don't want that type of stuff to happen. So other things on this screen, reservations, credit card information. If I had some on file, they would display here the last 4 digits anyways. And then historical contact log notes and when they took place, specifically what action it was, as well as who was the responsible person for that. So one of the big things that people told me over the years is, Josh, I need to know who's doing everything at my property. I want to know who took the phone call. I want to know who made the reservation. I want to know who took the deposit payment. I want to know who checked them in. I want to know who checked them out and who ran the final payment. All that stuff's now tracked in this contact log down to the specific date as well as the specific person. Okay, so this can be as easy of a process as you'd like it to be, or now you guys are seeing the power within this and what I can do on the fly if I choose to do so. So we tried to make it flexible for those people that wanted the power and tried to make it flexible for those people that wanted the ease of use. Hopefully I'm displaying that for you guys today. As I continue through this reservation, now I'm getting down to the reservation detail page, and this is where I'm going to be taking a payment or adding any additional items or things of that nature. You'll notice now that I'm on the reservation, I've got some different tags up here. So as I was showing you tags before, they were tied to the person. Now I'm showing you tags tied to the actual reservation. So maybe I need to know that this came from booking.com, or that they're an early arrival, or that they need this reservation to be locked because they have to have their favorite room and no one can move it for any reason, right? If I add some additional items for fees, or if I include them as part of the reservation, they just have to ask, whether it's a pack and play, maybe it's a DVD player. I've seen that in a couple other places. So very easy to add those things, guys. And then on the far right-hand side of the screen, I've got some notes tied to the reservation. So the notes that I saw previously were tied to the contact. Now the notes that I see here are tied to the actual reservation and the details of that particular reservation. These fields can be customized. You can have as many as you'd like. A very convenient way of keeping track of what needs to go on and things that you need to know within that reservation. Last thing I'll show you about making a reservation, guys, is up here on the right-hand side of the screen. From here, I can either print an invoice out, print this out, or I can generate an email. I can fire off a letter. Maybe I'm going to send them a confirmation letter. And what it's doing is it's pulling up my default confirmation letter that I've set up already. Notice how it's popping in their invoice number, the information here. It's already got their email address. It's putting a subject line of the confirmation. And then down here, it's populating the letter codes that I've put into this letter, whether it's the person, confirmation number, arrival, departure dates, balances, and things of that nature. So one of the things, for those of you that did use rezStream Professional, and or those of you that use another program where the HTML wasn't that nice in your letters, you'll see here this canned letter or this template that I've built. It has a logo. It's got the picture of my fake property. I've got some upsell opportunities in my footer here, whether it's packages or things to do in the area to entice them. I've got links in here. So hopefully you guys are seeing the power within this particular program, and then I can fire that email off if I chose to do so. So those things are saving you time. Okay, what else are we doing to help save you time? I've got a little audit history here that I want to show you guys. I've had situations where properties are explaining to me one day they're having to play Sherlock Holmes and they're having to do all this detective work because somewhere in their reservation process, which is very daunting at times, somebody messed up, but they weren't sure who messed up. And they don't want to find out who messed up because they want to go whack them with a ruler, right? They want to know so that they can improve that process, so that way that the staff is well trained for your property and your procedures, as well as we're not getting any bad reviews on TripAdvisor or things like that because we've given a bad experience to someone. So this audit history allows me to search on any users that I have in the system, as well as search on a particular date range if I know it's tied to a specific time frame, as well as I can see the specific day and time, what was done and who it was done by. So another means, guys, for those of you that have ever gotten this situation, hopefully it doesn't happen often, but nonetheless, saving you time instead of having to put on your Sherlock Holmes hat and track all this stuff down manually by interrogating people or asking questions. We have it for you right here within the system. So that's making a reservation within the system and the power that you have through that. So I hope you guys find that pretty convenient. One other thing, actually two other things I want to show you here is, notice these tabs up here at the top. These are recent things in which I've been working on. So you guys saw me work on Nancy's reservation. You saw me show you some information with John Doe, and you saw me get in here and add myself to a reservation. Well, as you were going through that process, maybe before you completed it, the phone started ringing, or a guest came up to the desk and they had questions, and next thing you know, you've moved on to the next thing. Well, maybe you forgot a step in the process, so you can easily and quickly, without having to joggle your brain and remember every single thing that you did or didn't do, I can go back here and view my recent workings or recent reservations that I was working within. Within one click, boom, I'm back in that particular reservation. Oh, I see that I forgot to take a payment because it's zero and I have this balance. Well, I need to jump in and I need to make that payment, right? So another way in which we're attempting to save you time is by putting recent workings or reservations at the top of the screen in a tab format so that you can quickly transition back to what you were doing because you got interrupted and had to progress in that other direction. So hopefully you guys see the power within that, okay? Now, let me jump back here to the slideshow, if you will, and let me come to this slide here. Let me open this bad boy back up. Flip my screen, sorry about that. So that was a little bit about the reservation software, okay? Now, moving on to the second thing in this theme, if you will, of what we're doing in empowering you guys with this cloud-based reservation software that's new to the marketplace, but by a trusted veteran company that has done this for over a decade now. How are we simplifying lodging? Well, I got a big stack of money, right? We all like to see that. We all want more of that in our personal lives and as well as with our business. So what am I saying here? Well, we put a focus on making you guys more money. Now, some of you may be saying, what are you gonna try and push on me now? I'm not trying to push anything on you. Let me explain what I mean by making you more money. It's related to the online booking engine, okay? We spent years looking at so many different online booking engines in the industry and looking at how they function, how they work, reviewing industry statistics for small lodging properties and how guests view the online booking experience, and the data was actually overwhelming. When the booking engines first came out, it was kind of scary, right? You guys remember that. Well, now a lot of us rely on these things each and every day, and as I mentioned before, it's kind of like Christmas. Well, that wasn't good enough to rezStream. We're type A in the sense that we want things to be perfect. We want them to be well thought out, well researched, and well tested, okay? So let me talk to you about what I mean of how we're helping you make more money with the online booking engine. Well, the first thing is it's commission free. So when you move to rezStream's cloud new product, it includes the reservation software that I just showed you. It includes the online booking engine. It includes the mobile booking engine. It includes technical support, okay? Well, historically, we came from a place, as do others, where there was a commission for the booking engine, whether it was a per reservation fee or a percentage. Well, now we're rolling these things, the software, the booking engine, mobile booking engine, and support all into one monthly price based on the size of your property. So no more commissions. That's a positive thing for everyone. The second thing, and really the meat and potatoes of what I want to talk to you about today is we want to increase online conversions, okay? Now, what I mean by that is I'm not going to give you the spiel about how you need internet marketing and you need more visibility and you need to be driving people to your website. I want to specifically talk to you about what it is that rezStream has done with our booking engine to increase conversions or increase the people that get to your booking engine and they're in that buying cycle phase, okay? Well, we've created a customized theme. So those of you that are clients have experienced this with our old booking engine, Res2U, within rezStream Professional. For those of you that work with other booking engine providers out there, a lot of people say that they have a custom theme. And what they mean by that is they copy the header on your website and they copy the footer on your website, and then They slap that into this booking engine page, and then they have their booking engine widget, which is completely different colors, and it doesn't match your theme, your website's theme. So in their minds, that's an easy way of trying to transition a guest from your website into their booking engine so that it's a seamless transition. Well, we've taken this to the next level, unlike other people out there in the industry that are just taking the header and footer, and I'll show this to you here in a little bit. But the idea behind that is the less confusion provided to the guest when they're in buying cycle mode from transitioning from your website into the booking engine is imperative, and we've done a good job of that. The second thing that we focused on here, which is completely unique to our competition, is providing multiple different calendars. Everyone, every user, every guest likes to experience things in different ways. A lot of booking engines I've seen in research in the industry, they do it one way, maybe two ways. We do it 4 different ways. So let me talk to you a little bit about that, and then I'm going to show it to you. The first thing that we offer is a 2-month calendar. So it shows 2 months at a time. And basically, this particular calendar is preferred by larger properties that have more inventory, or those people that maybe don't necessarily offer individual units. I've also seen people with individual units use this, so it's really a preference. Okay. The second thing that we offer is a 2-week calendar. So instead of seeing 2 months at a time and being able to pick your dates and search your inventory from there, we have 2 weeks at a time, and this is specifically made for those with individual units. Typically, this is very popular in the bed and breakfast industry, guys, because it's a little bit more engaging, visually appealing. So I'll show you this calendar as well. So there's the first 2 options that we give, because we're trying to meet the needs of the guest, right? As a property, maybe you have a particular preference. As a vendor in the industry, I certainly have my particular preference of what I think looks best. But guess what, guys? It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what you think. It matters what your guests think. They're the ones with the money. They're the ones we're trying to attract. They're the ones we're trying to convert during their buying cycle. Right? The third calendar option that we offer is an individual unit calendar. So for those of you that have individual units and you have those individual units displayed as unit detail pages on your website, it sure is nice to be able to see the inventory of that particular unit instead of just dropping them in a booking engine and showing all of their available units. That doesn't really make sense. So I want to show that to you as well. The fourth option that we offer is a quick booking widget. This particular widget is something that we recommend is on every single page of your website. Why? Why? Josh, that seems like I'm throwing it in their face and I'm driving too hard to the hoop on that one. No, you're completely wrong. Let me tell you why. Everyone in their buying cycle is looking for different things. Maybe guest A wants to know about the history of your property before they purchase. Guest B only cares about the photos of your units, right? Guest C cares about the price. They're the stickler. All they care about is the price. Maybe guest D cares about the area activities that they can do and why they're coming to your area before they book lodging. Well, who are we to decide when our guests visiting our website are ready to make a purchase decision? By putting that booking widget on every single page of your website, it helps improve conversion rates, and that's exactly what we're doing, and that's how we're making you more money, right? So very important stuff here. The other thing that we're doing, guys, is making it mobile friendly. If you don't have a mobile friendly booking engine, you're about a year behind the curve. Now, I say that to slightly scare you, and I say that to kind of comfort you. It's okay. It's better late than never, right? So if you don't have a mobile booking engine, please jump on it. If you don't move forward with rezStream and you don't like rezStream Cloud, or it's not a good fit for you, that's okay. That's okay. Hopefully we'll get there. But if you take anything, if you take nothing away from today other than this, get a mobile booking engine, please. It will help your conversions. A lot of traffic is going that way. Google is predicting that it will only continue to increase in terms of searches and purchases with lodging. So do that for your business. And then we've got some upsell opportunities in here, right? So what does that mean? Well, packages, point of sale items, things of that nature, things that can help increase the average transaction value without you having to go in and raise your rates. I talk to so many properties that are scared to death to raise their rates because they've got a lot of repeat customers. That's a good portion of their business, and they don't want to alienate those people. Okay, that's fine. That's a different conversation we could have offline. But at a minimum, offer some of these package items and upsell items, point of sale items. Now you may be thinking, oh, that's crazy, it doesn't fit to my business, I don't want to deal with the hassle. Guys, you can get packages that you can order in bulk, they don't expire, and they provide huge profit margins for your business, and they're so easy to add, and it helps you make more money. So you guys need to be taking advantage of those if you're not. Please, please, please. And if you need help and you need ideas, call us and we'll certainly assist you. Whether you use our solution or not, I don't care. We're here to help the industry. That's what we're all about. So I talked about those package and point of sale items, right? Now, here we go. So let me show you this booking engine, okay? Let me show you some of these things and show you the power of this thing. So let me get out of here. Let me jump back over. Okay, so here is my demo property, my demo booking engine, okay? Here's what I want you to pay attention to. I'm in the booking engine, and instead of just taking the header, these kind of maroons and reds or whatever these colors are, and taking this footer that matches my website, here is my actual booking engine widget. Well, guess what? It's not a completely different color. I've got the same grays, light browns, maroons, reds, whatever these colors are that I'm not familiar with because I'm a guy and that's just how I am. But you'll notice it transitions into this booking engine, so it's seamless for your guest. Although I'm in rezStream's booking engine right now, and I'm no longer on My Lovely Properties website, it's a seamless transition. This goes a long way in converting those people that get into your booking engine, and that's how we're helping you make more money with our new rezStream Cloud solutions, okay? Next things I want to show you here is, notice these steps here at the top, guys. I'm on step 1 of 4. There are so many booking engines in the industry that fail in this process, and you may not think it's a big deal, but research suggests otherwise. Have you ever go to buy something online and you keep filling out the pages and you keep making the selections, and next thing you know, the kids are yelling at you, your spouse is yelling at you, your boss is walking in. I have no idea if I'm halfway through the process, if I'm one step away from the end of the process, and so I just abort the process completely because now I've been interrupted and I don't know where I'm at. Well, that's what this is for, so this is very important in continuing the buying cycle, okay? Now, this is a 2-month calendar. And as you can see, it's displaying the current month and next month, and I can easily and conveniently scroll forward or scroll backward to the desired month in which I'm looking for. So that's one option. Then if I wanted to, guys, I can select my arrival and departure date by using this interactive calendar, or I can come up here and I can manually type in my dates, or if I want to, I can use this little calendar widget. So what rezStream has done, based on our research, is we're giving the user, your guests, multiple different ways to enter their dates on this particular 2-month calendar, up here through the interactive widget, over here manually, or through this little widget. And by doing so, statistics show it helps people move into the second step of the actual buying cycle, which is picking their unit, okay? This is the 2-month calendar. So when I go through this process and I enter my dates and I go to this next page here, it's now showing me all the units available based on the dates in which I've entered. So I start with the dates, then I jump in and I pick my unit, okay? Now, you'll see up here, I'm now on step 2 of 4. Yay, I'm halfway through the process. I understand where I'm at. Now let me show you some things here. I'll call this my details box, okay? So pay attention to my details box. As I scroll down this page to see other units that are available, my details box stays with me. So it's a reminder of my arrival and departure dates. You know what? I didn't mean to make 5 nights. I meant to make it 4. Well, I can click this new search button and enter those dates again without completely having to abort this buying cycle online booking engine process and start all over by going back to your website, clicking to get into the booking engine again, and re-entering my dates. So we're helping it be more convenient and user-friendly to transition through this buying cycle in an efficient manner, right? Some other things to point out to you here. I have the ability to offer multiple different rates within the booking engine, very convenient. I show the rate details of each particular day. I have a description of my unit. I have a picture of my unit that I can see here. If I go in and I click on this Photos tab, then I could see multiple different pictures if this particular unit offered it, as well as I can see a longer, more wordy description if needed. Or if I love this particular unit, but I don't like the dates, I can come in here and I can see it's available, it's not available, it's available, it's not available. So without having to abort the booking engine process, I found my favorite unit, I want to conveniently adjust the dates, and I can do so here and go back into that buying cycle. I've just selected that unit with those dates that I want, right? Now, something else I want to show you. Let me jump back, sorry. Let me see if I could go back here. It's already got my selection, so I got to re-enter, so I apologize. Something I want to show you here at this step, and hopefully it shows. I just randomly picked dates, it doesn't. So I'm going to start this over, guys, because I want to show you how powerful this solution can be. So let me jump back to around today. Let me jump in, arrival, departure, and let me progress. Okay, so I've got one unit available for the 9th through the 11th, okay, and it displays up here at the top. Well, notice this red bar here, this little accordion that I've shown as open as default, right? It says rooms with no vacancy. Well, why in the world would I show rooms with no vacancy when someone wants to come stay the 9th through the 11th? Here's what's available. Why am I even showing these? Here's why. You have repeat guests. You have people that have fallen in love with a particular unit in which you have to offer. If they're willing to change their dates of travel to get their favorite unit, let's conveniently allow them to do so, right? By showing units with no vacancy, I can see my favorite unit is available. Well, let me jump in and see when that unit is actually available, and I'm willing to adjust my dates of stay from the 9th through the 11th. Maybe I want to come from the 16th through the 18th, right? So instead of them going to your competition down the street and getting their second favorite unit, let's allow them a convenient way for them to adjust their dates to get their favorite unit. So that's why we display that particular information there, right? So pretty powerful stuff, and it goes into the thought process and the research of how we've built this booking engine that is unique to our industry to continue to promote the buying cycle, which is focusing on conversion rates, and again, going to that theme, the second thing that we focus on, making you guys more money, right? So that's how you progress through this particular solution. Now, let me show you this third step, enhancements. Now, I called it enhancements. Some people call it packages. Some people call it add-ons. You can name these steps up here whatever you want. If you don't want to say accommodations, you want to say rooms or units or mopeds or pet kennels, it doesn't matter. You can control it. So that has some flexibility in terms of the customization. Well, I'm on this third step of the four-step booking engine, and now I see packages. I see pictures. I see a description. I can jump in here and I can read a more description if I want to be a little bit more wordsy. Maybe I'm a wordsmith and I want to sell that value through my words. Something that I want you to pay attention to here, guys. Here's my dates. Here's my unit. Here are my fees, taxes, deposits that are due. Watch what happens when I add this romance package. Not only does it fly over to this side of the screen, it highlights it in yellow, okay? One of the biggest pieces of research that we got in our looking at statistics in the industry is it was something crazy like 60+% of guests, when adding an additional item or an add-on, did not understand or did not know how to confirm that that particular item was added to their reservation. So not only do we make it fly over and highlight, but it's very easy to see it right here, as well as if we get rid of that guy, it highlights again and throws it back in the inventory. So something as small and what may seem as not that important to you guys is very important to the guests when they're going through this buying cycle and adding these additional items that are hopefully additional high-level profit margins for you guys in your business. So something that we put big attention to detail to. Another thing that we've done that I see a lot of booking engines get wrong is we have the next button at the top and the bottom of the screen. So if we had a whole bunch of add-on packages here on this screen, or we had a whole bunch of point-of-sale items on this screen, this button is still in my face, or if I'm at the top of the page, this button is in my face, again, continuing that buying cycle. So that's a very important feature. Now, this final step here, it's kind of hard to get this step wrong, guys, in booking engines. We have the contact information and we have the billing information, right? Anything that you see that is a bolded field is a required field. Anything that you see not bolded is not a required field. Now, one of the things that I want to point out to you on this screen here is we have our terms and conditions, right? That's standard. Everyone has that. It's like an online verbal agreement. Well, here's what we do that's a little bit different. When we first came out with the booking engine, many moons ago, if you will, clients would call us up and they would say, hey, rezStream, I got a chargeback at my property. Someone agreed to my terms and conditions in which you require on the booking engine in order for them to make a reservation, but they didn't read that that cancellation needed to be made 21 days prior to the arrival, or I was going to penalize them this amount. And once I charged them that amount, they argued with me, they called me all types of names, they left me a bad review, whatever they did, and then these suckers, excuse my language, called their credit card company, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and they said, hey, I made a booking at this property, I didn't know these rules, they charged my card without my permission, I want my money back. And the credit cards would side with their customer, which is your guest, and they would give them their money back. And this would drive people crazy because they did everything that they needed to, and our booking engine required them to click this box before they could even make that reservation. So rezStream reached out to Visa, MasterCard, and American Express, and we said, hey, here's the situation, how do we avoid this? Why are you picking the side of your customer when we're doing everything we need to do? And they said, hey, go ahead and throw those terms and conditions in a scrolling box, okay? By putting it in a scrolling box, that means that if I have a ton of terms and conditions and maybe it was on page 2 or it popped up in a different box and maybe my browser blocked that pop-up, so maybe legitimately I never saw it. So what these credit card companies said is go ahead and throw it in a box that scrolls, and then we are going to side with you on these chargebacks as opposed to siding with the particular guest because you've taken these necessary steps. So another way in which we're helping you make money, or in this particular case, keep the money, based around your rules within the booking engine, because we've done some additional research and added this to the solution. So guys, what I'm hopefully showing you here is how we're helping you make money, how we're keeping this buying cycle going along. Now, quickly here, I know we're a little bit over an hour, so I'll wrap up here, but I want to show you the other calendar, okay? So here is the 2-month, and let me show you this 2-week calendar. And notice how within the booking engine, I can have both of these. So that way I'm appealing to the guest and the decision that they want to make and how they want to view or interact with this calendar. Or if I only want to show them one or the other, I can do so. You have that ability to customize it within the settings. But on this 2-week calendar, I've got my legend up here where it's saying the money is what's available and the X is not available, right? So it's very clear to see that these are available. You owe me money. These are not available. I've got an X. Now, over here, I see that I've got some units, right? I've got the units, I've got the 2 weeks, and I can scroll through those 2 weeks and scroll back, or I can move through this thing however I want to. And then over here on the left-hand side is the units, and as you see how small those pictures are? Well, if I hover over that picture, it blows up. Well, Josh, why didn't you just make them big in general? Well, guys, the answer is, what if I've got 30 units, individual units? Next thing I know, these people are scrolling for days. And the larger the units, the longer the loading time is. And the last thing that we want to do when someone's in buying cycle mode and they've got their credit card out is we don't want them to experience any lag or slowness or loading times, right? So this is why we did this. Now, if I wanted to, I can click on this link for this unit and I can go in and I can see other pictures or detailed descriptions and things of that nature, right? So we've tried to impact that all here on this particular step. Now, because I have my unit and I have my dates that I'm selecting here, the very next step that it takes me into is that 3rd step, because I've already completed step 1 and 2. So it's a little bit different from that 2-month calendar, right? So now I still have the same ability to add my package items and go in and get my contact and billing information there. So I think I've shown you the 2-month calendar and the 2-week calendar, right? So I think showing you those different calendars, guys, is pretty impactful. The other 2 I mentioned is the individual unit calendar on detail pages. I'll save that for another webinar because I'm up against time here, and then the quick booking widget that's on every single page of your website. But hopefully you guys see how rezStream is helping you guys make money by continuing that buying cycle, by doing that advanced research to build this very, very powerful what I'll call conversion machine for you. And this is part of our rezStream Cloud hospitality suite of services, right? So in wrapping up here, guys, what's next? What's next? Well, here's what's next. Hopefully you agree. I've shown you a solution or solutions today of this suite of rezStream Cloud products that you're intrigued, you're interested, okay? So in my opinion, the next step is, why don't you guys get a one-on-one demo? Why don't you call up and schedule a demo, and one of our teammates will walk you through this product. They'll identify what you're currently using, how you're using it, and they'll compare that to the rezStream Cloud and see if this solution is a good fit for you. Listen, we're not used car salespeople. We're not going to try and shove this product on you. If it's a good fit for you, we'll help you identify that. If it's not a good fit for you, we'll be the first one to tell you, and we'll help point you in a direction, and hopefully you'll be willing to talk to us down the road when we are a good fit. So please reach out to us, schedule a demo. The other thing that you could do, if you're one of those people that you want to beat it up yourself and you don't want to talk to anybody, you want to find out for yourself, that's fine. Send us an email. We'll set you up with your own demo. If you're an existing rezStream customer, we'll convert some of that data so you've got units and rates, taxes, contacts, reservations in there. So we can certainly help you out by getting you guys your own demo, or do both, guys, right? Do both. Okay. I'm going to check this questions field, and I'm going to see if there are any questions in which I can kind of walk through here. In my little screen, this thing's a little bit hard to view, so I'm going to do my best here. Let's see. Let's see here. I've got some feedback. I'm just reading through the feedback, guys. It's like, hey, I love the dashboard. Thank you so much. That's amazing. Josh, let's see. Can you view other dates on the dashboard? For example, let me see here. For example, can I see what is happening on Saturday instead of today? So good question. So let me repeat the question. So on the dashboard within the software, can I look at other days other than today? So right now the answer is no. You can only see today and what's going on. It's a condensed version. Whereas if you want to see what's going on Saturday, you can jump over to the occupancy map and look at what's going on Saturday. Now, if that's something that is appealing to people, I need to hear it. I need that feedback. I'd like to see it in the community, okay? Let's see. We also transfer guests to different rooms in-house for stays. How is that handled in the cloud? So someone's saying to me, hey Josh, we move reservations around. So let me jump back here into the occupancy map, guys. Here's a reservation that I would like to move around, so I'm going to click and grab that reservation, and then I'm going to move it. Do I want to move it to the same dates in a different unit? Do I want to move it to the future? I'm not sure, so for this particular example, I'll just move it one day out into the future, and they wanted a different unit. Then I let go, and this thing's giving me some information. Hey dude, you're moving this for Josh Wise, and here's some of his pending changes, okay? You're moving it from this unit to this unit. You're moving it from this arrival date to this arrival date, this departure to this departure. Does everything look copacetic? Yes, it does. Okay. Do I want to keep the current rate of the unit that they had because maybe I needed to upgrade them because the toilet went out and I felt bad, so I moved them to a better unit, right? Or they just moved their reservation in general, and because they're in a different unit with a different rate, maybe I want to update that rate, and then it confirms everything for me, and then I save that reservation, guys. Then it lets me know it's successfully been moved, and here it is here. So it's very easy to move reservations within the program, as well as, guys, let me show you something else here. Maybe I want to extend this reservation by a day or two because they've called in. Okay, hey Josh, you're resizing this unit. Does everything look good? Yes, sir, it does, and we're good here. And now I've extended that reservation out 2 more days, or I can do it the opposite way by shortening that reservation. So very easy to lengthen, shorten, or move those reservations around. So good question. Let's do a couple more, guys. I don't want to keep you too long. Let's see here. Okay, so here's one. Are you going to be covering creating letters and the additional flexibility that's been added? That would be a nice thing to take a look at. So that's a good point here. Let me show you a couple other things here, guys. So I'm going to jump into the configuration section, and I'm going to jump down to letters and templates, okay? And then I've got tabs. I've got tabs where my letters are, and I've got tabs where my template are, okay? So I'm going to jump into this template, and I'm going to look at the template that I created that I kind of showed you earlier. Here's my logo, here's my picture, here's my add-ons and other things to do, and here's my footer, and here's where I want all that letter content to go. So a template is your branding, your fancy colors, your pictures, your logo, right? That's the template. And then once you have your template, you jump into the actual letters here, and you're creating the actual letters, and you're inserting the letter codes that apply to this particular letter, whether it's dates or people or addresses or information about the stay. So anything that you see here that's gray are my letter codes, and then obviously this is just standard content that I've typed into this thing, right? And I can make it bold, and I can underline it, or whatever I want to do, change the font, the size, what have you, right? So it's very flexible and easy to not only create the templates themselves as well as create these letters, and if anyone gets stuck or needs any help, by all means you can do so. Let me see what else. Josh, pictures. Oh my gosh, pictures in the old booking engine drove me crazy. Okay, well, let me show you what we did with pictures, guys. I'm going to jump back to the configuration sections, and I'm going to go down here to images, okay? Well, wow, this looks a lot different. If you use our old solution or another solution and pictures were kind of annoying to get into the booking engine, we've completely adjusted that. So here's all the pictures that I've added into the program, and I can conveniently jump over here to a particular unit, or maybe it ties to a particular rate plan, or maybe I want to tie a particular picture to a package, right? Well, it's very easy to select the particular thing that you want. In this case, I'm going to go the vineyard, and I want to add this particular, well, I guess this would apply. If I show a vineyard room, I don't want to show a rafting trip, right? So maybe this is a second picture that I need to add, so I click this add button. Now I've got these two pictures tied to the vineyard room. Very, very easy, very visual aesthetic. So instead of having to be on point with naming these pictures, a lot of us have picture 15, picture 10. Well, I would have to double click on it, open it, make sure it's the right picture, and then add it over here. Well, guess what? If for whatever reason I didn't name the unit on my picture, I can see the picture now and easily bring it over or remove it off of here. Not a problem at all. The other thing that drove people crazy with the old pictures in the old booking engine is I want to add them. Well, I had to add them one at a time. Well, not anymore. Now I can click and drag pictures over from my desktop or my memory card or whatever, or if I click on this cell, I can go and hunt for these pictures myself, and now maybe I want to highlight more than one picture at a time, right? And I want to upload 4 at a time, 20 at a time, 100 at a time. I no longer have to do this one by one, and I can simply add that into the program. So that was something that came up, guys. Let me see if I can get one more question in here. We're already 12 minutes over. Let's see here. It says, what is the cost? What is the cost? That's probably a good one to show, right? What is the cost? What does this thing cost us? Let me jump back into this webinar. So the cost, guys, $9 per room per month, okay? We looked at pricing very, very closely because obviously as a small independent property, every cost is important to your business. Well, in the past, as you're familiar with us and other companies, people had tiers. If you're 1 to 10 rooms, you paid this price. If you're 11 to 25 rooms, you paid that price. We didn't like that because if you're 10 rooms, why should you be paying the same as 1 room? Or if you're 25 rooms, why should you be paying the same as 11 rooms, right? That was the first problem we had with it. The second problem that we had with it that we did ourselves, that we grew ashamed of as the industry evolved here, is what I would call nickel and diming. Maybe that's a bad word, but that's how I view it in my head. You got charged for the software, you got charged separately for the booking engine, you got charged separately for the mobile booking engine. If you did gift certificates, you got charged. If you did support, you got charged. Well, we rolled that all into one. So the reservation cloud software, the online booking engine, unlimited bookings, the mobile booking engine, unlimited bookings, no commissions, unlimited users, and technical support is all rolled into one price. It's $9 per room per month. Now, we have a floor of $90. So if you have 2 units, you're still paying $90. You can't get away with paying $18. It'll take us 30 years to recoup our investment into this solution, and as a small business, that's not good for any of us, right? And then we have a ceiling. For those of you that have more than 50 rooms, we cap this thing out at $450. I've seen competitors that go all the way up into thousands and thousands and thousands. Although this is probably one of the most important business tools you use, we didn't want to just make that price go exponentially. So we've added a floor and we've added a ceiling for that. So good question, guys. So there's a bunch of other questions. I'll try and take them offline and follow up and shoot you guys emails or update it in the next webinar. But I really, really appreciate you guys sitting in today. We've poured our hearts and our souls and our passion into this reservation software based on what we've heard, what we've seen that needs to improve, and based on your guys' feedback. So we're not done. We're just at the beginning of the future. We're going to continue to build into this solution. So give us a call, shoot us an email, visit our website, fill out our forms, find out if this solution is good for you. We'll help you determine that. And like I said, if we're not a good fit, hopefully you can hang on. And if you can't, we'll help you find the right solution, guys. That's how much we care about the industry. So thank you so much for attending. I really appreciate it. Do me a favor, fill out the survey that you're going to get automatically emailed to you for signing up. Love to hear your feedback. I constantly want to improve. We want to improve these webinars for you, your education, your business, and your tools. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.